Welcome to the New Millennium Culture Podcast. Your hosts, A Hurt Alert, Marcel Rivers, King 8, and Just Al. Every Thursday, we will bring you a piece of reality with information on Black culture, news, and sports.
All right. I know it's looking a little little grim here. It's just us two right now.
It's gonna be all right.
For everyone, Just Al will not be on the podcast this week. He said if he do, it'll be very late in the show, but he gonna try. He working.
That's fair.
And that's funny. Him and the drilling is in Indiana right now. So
that's a bad idea all by itself.
I mean, that's what we work with. But
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, we gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and start with the sports update.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, last night Toledo lost to Western Michigan. Wow. Okay. Let our foot off the gas, man. We let them score 20 in the damn fourth quarter. I don't know how that happened. I stopped paying attention to the score updates. I was like, oh, we up going into the fourth quarter, we good, and yeah, we lost.
Sound like all Ohio sports teams to me.
Wow. Okay.
Does it not?
Not all the time. But yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next, we're gonna go to your college. Y'all got Washington State this week. I'm sure y'all gonna blow them out the box.
Negative.
Man, y'all gonna beat them.
Negative.
I'm not worried.
Listen, I wish I would pray and hope, but something in my soul just tells me we're not gonna be able to pull it out. I really hope we do, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Man, I don't know, bro.
Marcel, you missed that fire intro, man. That's crazy. It was fire. It's tight for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What up? I was late, but I'm here though. What up, y'all?
I know. It's just gonna be us. It's like Al still, him and D still in Indiana working.
It's all good.
So, yeah, they got the out of town routes this week, and yeah, when you get the out of town routes, that's the trash route. Nobody wants.
They out of town shooters.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm gonna get to them next. So I knew this was gonna happen, and I called it as soon as they beat Penn State. I said they finna turn up, they finna go out, kick it, and they ass is gonna have COVID, and that's exactly what happened.
Who did?
Maryland got COVID. The game this Saturday is canceled.
That's a bunch of games canceled for real.
Yeah, no, it's some games canceled, but like SEC games and all those are postponed.
So Buckeyes don't play this weekend?
No, our game is canceled.
Well,
I know if they're still in the top 10, then
no, we are. No,
the whole NCAA is rigged.
No, it's not. So
yes, it is.
This is the thing about it. As long as we still have a Big Ten championship and win it and don't lose, we are still going to be considered. But we have to have played 6 games in order to be in the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, and we have a total of 9 games.
Yeah, no, that's with the championship game. We only got 8 regular season games, so that takes away 1.
Y'all can't miss another game, or y'all out. Basically.
Yeah, if another game is canceled, that's it.
Please.
And why you washing your hands, wishing that we don't?
Right. First off, y'all only got like 7 total in the Pac-12.
Who's your team again?
Oregon.
Oh, fuck y'all. Shout out to Notre Dame, man, beating Clemson last weekend.
I won't give them too much credit for that.
Shout out to Indiana.
Regardless if Clemson had their QB or not, that's part of it. Right now, COVID is part of the game. You know what I'm saying? You prepare your second string. His ass better get out there. And he didn't have a bad game. My thing is this. If you lost, that means somebody put points on the board. So are you going to blame the QB or are you going to blame the defense? Shut them out.
That's the defense fault. Yeah,
all right.
Most definitely.
So shout out to Notre Dame for bringing their A game.
They did. I don't think they should have moved up to number 2, but
why not? They just beat the number
Clemson.
1 team.
What do you mean? Right. What are you saying?
We got to be fair now.
Still,
Come on,
it's still they didn't play with the Heisman quarterback.
It doesn't matter.
You beat the number 1 ranked team.
It does matter because
Trevor Lawrence don't play defense. Trevor Lawrence don't play defense.
I know, but their offense wasn't at 100%.
So hold on. So what you're saying is the wins and losses don't count if your star players aren't playing. Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, then
it's a win. I'm saying it shouldn't have as much weight.
So basically, what you're saying is Ohio State shouldn't have won the national championship when they didn't have their starting quarterback, right?
No, I didn't.
Well, we had a 4th-string quarterback.
If you're talking about injuries, you have to play it fair on both sides. Hurt a win is a win.
If my backup quarterbacks beats your starting quarterback and you're a higher ranked team, we should get more credit than you.
And that's what Ohio State did. Ohio State won with a 4th-string quarterback, so you can't even compare that.
We should have more credit for that. I'm saying Clemson losing shouldn't have been that big of a deal.
It's going to be that big of a deal because it's a team. One person doesn't make a team.
Yeah.
One person helps. One person don't make a team.
And listen, it does.
This ain't golf. This ain't tennis.
Because if we lose Justin Fields, it's over with. Our offense ain't that great.
Y'all offense is low key not good. You just like always have athletes that somehow seem to make plays.
I'm confused. We have the number 1 QB in the league. Olave is one of the top receivers in the league. Nobody can guard Wilson on the receiving core from slide or outside. He's one of the fastest receivers in the league. Our running game is kind of booty, but it's there. I don't like it. And our offensive line is one of the top lines in the league. So what are you talking about on our offensive side? Now, if you would say defense, I would give you the defense.
Our defense is disgusting.
Trash. Barbino.
Wade is our best defensive player, and he was getting destroyed the other week. I was like, damn. I think was it Dotson? He had a career day on Wade last week. When we played Penn State. But yeah, that was bad. But I mean, I knew this was gonna happen. We can only afford for one more game to be canceled. If 2 games are canceled, then it's a wrap.
So when they cancel games, they now rescheduling?
No, because we started too late. So the COVID policy for us and I think the Pac-12 have almost the same policy. If one person in the organization has COVID, the whole program has to shut down, and you got to cancel the game for that week. Yeah. So like Maryland, you can't do nothing. Like the whole football program is no activity. So yeah, so we started too late to reschedule. Now, if we would have started with everybody else, like I said, their games are being rescheduled, but ours is not. And they have a different COVID policy. That's why Clemson is able to still play, because their COVID policy is the player has to be in quarantine for 10 football activity days and then has to be back active like 3 or 4 football activity days before they play again.
Yep.
So their COVID policy is way better, to be honest. But because they go by the person, that person needs to go sit out. Big Ten and Pac-12 like, no, the whole program shut down. It's a wrap. Everybody have a seat.
Now, see, that's what I consider unfair. Like, I don't care about people not playing. That's unfair. It's different conferences with different rules, but you're holding everybody to the same win-loss ratio. That
exactly.
I don't agree with. That's slanted.
Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't like about basically each conference having its own rules concerning this. The NCAA should have one uniform room for everybody.
We've been saying that for years about a whole lot of things, and it's just never going to be a thing.
It's not. So I don't like it, but we have to play 6 games in order to have a Big Ten championship, and we cannot lose. So the committee said right now it's not going to affect it too much, but I would have wanted to beat Maryland since they just beat Penn State. Now, if Rutgers or Illinois game would have been canceled, nobody cares. We know both of those teams are pure garbage. But
That's rude.
Right.
So rude.
I mean, but it's real. They're trash. So if those games would have been canceled, I'd have been like, oh well. We already knew we was gonna blow them out. But yeah, we needed that Maryland game, and we definitely need to play Indiana.
I was about to say, I better about them Hoosiers. That's
that's next
a
game.
big deal. That is a big deal.
We have to play that game and beat them because that's the only ranked team left on our schedule. So
and Indiana's shaping up to be the Buster Douglas of the Big Ten.
Yeah, we got to put them down next week. So we'll see. All right. So now let's go ahead and move on to the NFL.
Hey.
80. I'm gonna start with your team, King 8.
As you should.
The Steelers have Bengals. Y'all should beat them.
We might not have been. Y'all see
I know. So but I still think y'all should beat them without being.
We should beat them, but will we? Is the question.
I don't know, because I ain't gonna lie. I'm worried about Cincinnati in the next 2 or 3 years.
I'm worried about Cincinnati this year because nobody's expecting them to continue to be good. The minute everybody realizes that AJ Green is just their decoy, so everyone else looks good, that's whenever we're able to stop them. But right now, between Joe Burrow and their passing game and a little bit of run game that they do have, and they play just enough defense to somehow stop you once or twice, they can be a problem. And with our backup quarterback, it could easily be an issue.
Some said they won't.
I know. I seen it. I'm pulling for them. I need that 9-0.
It is. Oh shoot, my bad. I forgot to put that down. It is Cincinnati at the end of the day.
This is a fact, and they don't know how to close out games. But
right,
I don't want to take that chance.
We came back.
We was too close against Dallas, so I don't even want to.
I don't know what happened with y'all in Dallas.
I know exactly what happened. We didn't know what to game plan for because we didn't know who was going to play.
Who was going to be the quarterback? Yeah,
exactly. So you had no game plan. So you're coming in like, we're just going to have to adjust on the fly and see what happens.
That is the best. Offensively, that's the best way to go into a game.
It is.
They didn't capitalize. So.
No.
But, he said, yeah. He said, yeah, look at the Cowboys game. Yeah.
Exactly what I said. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not ruling nothing out. Like, I'm praying for it, but.
I know, man. It's gonna be, yeah. But yeah, we'll see. Next we're gonna go to your Detroit Lions, Marcel. Y'all got the Washington football team.
Man, if y'all lose, you gotta drop the team.
We lost to the. First of all, look, man. Let's talk about these Detroit Lions, man. Let's go here, fire the whole coaching staff, management, upper management,
the whole
CEO.
Organization.
You have Stafford's not a bad quarterback. And you're wasting a good quarterback. That's how I feel. And the offense is not bad. You have running backs, you have the line, but you're predictable. Like the Lions are straight predictable, man. We tell everything. We got Hockenson at the tight end. We got Marvin Jones Jr. We got Galladay who can't stay healthy. Then you got Swift at the running back who's starting to feel good now. He's starting to do his thing. They need Calvin Johnson back. Hey, look, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like the defense is the problem. We put points on the board. That's not the issue. Because if you look at all the scoreboards, we only losing by a field goal, touchdown, field goal, touchdown. We can't finish in fourth quarter, so we need to. It's the coaching staff. You cannot take the Patriots way through the whole entire league. You brought all of the Patriots players. It's just too much, man. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But tonight I will be at the Titans and Indianapolis Colts game. They're battling out for that number 1 seed in their division. So I'll be there tonight in the next hour. So y'all see me live. So yeah, I'll be there in the next 45 minutes or so.
Oh boy.
I feel like the Titans gonna dog walk the Colts. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
They can't stop. They don't have that defense like the Chicago Bears, man. Derrick Henry is an animal. Like, then you have to stop Antonio Brown for the Titans, and you also have to watch out. You still have to watch out for Corey Davis.
Brown.
I'm sorry, AJ Brown. Sorry about that, but
NWO, get it right.
Yep. So you got to. Yeah, there you go. So you got to definitely. I mean, fantasy, we still going at it. Me and Jeremy, we on all the fantasies together. So
hey, big facts. Big facts.
Hey, me and Jeremy, hey, we be going at it, man, on the fantasy, but I love it, man. Fantasy. Right now, this is our last week in the money league. It's our last week to do trades. So we've been in there I think everybody been quietly trying to send trades. And I've been going after all the guys that's not going to make the playoffs. Like Michael, he ain't going to make it. I emailed him. I said, man, just give me all your boys. I'm going to throw you trash and just give me whatever you got.
Give me your best players, man.
I got like 3 different trades for Julio. And I'm like, y'all keep forgetting that I'm still in this. So they keep on trying to act like I'm out of it. And I'm really about to shock the world when I win this cash.
Man. Damn. All right. Next,
what the Browns doing?
Yeah, we got the Houston Texans this week. As y'all all know, I do live in Houston and I actually do security for the Texans.
H-Town.
And I told all of them, y'all not my team, but I wish and I hope that y'all win every game except for, of course, when y'all play my Browns. So this week we are enemies. And I told all of them, I hope y'all lose badly. So and we in Cleveland, so hopefully the weather is not too bad, but bad enough for Houston not to know how to play in it.
I'm gonna say this, and y'all can hold me to it. If the Texans win, I'm buying some form of Texans apparel. I can't tell you what, but if they win, I'm buying something, and y'all can hold me to that. I'll show y'all next week.
Wow, that's crazy. Let me see what he said. Yeah, true that. We were saying that the other week. OBJ is probably not the best thing for our offense, since we trying to force it to him. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm definitely banking on us. I feel like we should win this game. All right. So next, let's go to the primetime games. We already talked about the Colts at the Titans. I definitely feel like the Titans are going to win that game as well. Sunday night, we got – I didn't put that on here. We got Baltimore, and the Patriots. That's what it is. The Patriots about to get ran.
Facts.
That's all I'm going to say. The Patriots are on the struggle bus this year. They almost lost to Fluky Flacco earlier this week.
But Flacco got a ring though, so you can't say you can't put it on him. Like Flacco got a ring, so he still got it.
No, he ain't still got it. Or he wouldn't be on the Jets.
I mean, he had a bad rep because look.
Oh yeah, Chubb is back. Yes, sir.
Yes, the Ravens was going downhill whenever he was there, so he went to Denver. Of course, Denver is such a wishy-washy team, and they keep bringing in quarterbacks the same way the Browns do. He wasn't going to get a fair chance to admit you got somebody that has more than a 4.9 speed. Anyone that runs more than 4.9, like they're going to take the job because they can easily throw the ball just as good. So, in my opinion, he didn't have a fair shot because he looked a little bit like the old Flacco when he played them.
Yeah. So I don't know if they the Jets. I feel like the Jets sabotaged the end of that game to lose, so they'll be the number 1 pick.
For sure.
We're gonna get in that another week.
Definitely say that.
Tanking for Trevor.
Say that, please say that, because we're gonna talk about that. Say that for another week.
Yeah. All right. Then Monday night we got the Vikings at the Bears. That's gonna be a tough one. I don't believe in Foles, so if Dalvin Cook keep going the way he going, man, it's gonna be hard for them to beat him. Even though I know the Bears is a pretty good defense against the run, but I don't know. We'll see.
It's gonna be a good matchup. We're just gonna see whose team is actually better, to be honest.
Right.
Oh, he in the kitchen water whipping. Okay.
Water whipping, but all right. It's on you, King Gate.
Okay, I only got a couple because y'all know I like to keep it short. Just get in, get out, 5 minute quick. First and foremost, Jeezy is releasing the Recession 2, November 20th. We've been waiting for that for a minute.
Okay.
But on top of that, he also just signed with Def Jam to be the senior advisor for A&R and artist development. So that's a huge step You know, that's huge. Jeezy's taking a step into the actual corporate role in the music industry rather than just producing music. So
he's an executive.
He is on the up. You know what I'm saying? He's really living into that CTE. So
okay,
that's huge. A little bit of sneaker news because y'all know I gotta talk sneakers just for a second. Cool Gray 11s coming out 2021 holiday season. No, I need at least 3 pair. At least 3.
Yeah, man, I missed out on the last one.
That's what I'm saying. Like look, they have held the Cool Grays on ice for almost 10 years. Almost 10 years.
I was gonna say that too.
Like
I am upset that they did that to us like that, man.
And y'all know it's my birthday month, so I really, if anybody wants to bless me with some Cool Gray 11s next year, December 25th is my birthday, so make that happen.
I know you're a Christmas baby, man.
I love you forever, I promise. You know, if y'all want to use some of the frat budget for that, you know, we can make that happen too. You know, whatever we got to do to make it happen. Right. And also, lastly, it's hurting my heart, man. Rick Ross's album is delayed till next year.
Why?
A lot of things that's going on. He's still putting the finishing touches on it, but he's definitely, you know, it's pushed till next year. I don't know if it's COVID related. I didn't get a lot of the details on it because, you know, I follow Rick Ross pretty heavy. That's my guy. But pushed back Rich Not Ever Been until next year. So I'm a little bit sad about that.
Okay.
And I would kick it to Marcel, but I don't know if.
Oh man, shout out to Rick Ross, man. One of my favorite artists in the game, man.
Oh, you a Ross fan too? How come I didn't know that?
Yeah, man. Ross. Ooh, him and Busta. I listened to the Busta Rhymes album. Okay.
Did you? Okay.
Yes.
Feedback. Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Oh man, it was he had some you know, this dude. He had some it really is. He got a whole room full of shoes.
I wish I had a whole room full of shoes.
He had some songs that, you know, was Busta. You know, that the old feel of Busta. That Rhapsody song though, I forgot the name of it. I ain't gonna lie, that was live. How they was talking about, you know, how baby mamas be crazy and all that. And I've witnessed it. So I'm like, who? Some of them, I don't have one, but I've seen some of my brothers going through it. So
listen, so glad I ain't got one of them.
We're not but it's a couple songs on there that I definitely added to my playlist to when I'm driving. So I like it.
As you should.
Chris Rock added a little nice touch to it, you know.
Facts. Chris Rock always makes a good appearance whenever he's on somebody's album.
Right.
He really
him and Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle is for the culture. Let me just go ahead and put that on record. Dave Chappelle's for the culture, and I think the world knows it. That's why Chappelle Show is back on Netflix. Yeah, I feel like the world's like, you know what? This guy's gonna keep us afloat.
Exactly. Yeah, that SNL. I don't know if everybody watched it, but he said some things on SNL.
He said some real things on there.
Yeah, yes, he did.
So if you ain't listening to Dave Chappelle on Saturday Night Live, you definitely missed
it. I missed it because I ain't heard it.
Oh, you need to look it up, man. Yeah, definitely.
I gotta give me his
his monologue, man. Yeah, and he had a little. They did a little skit too before the monologue. Yeah, it's funny.
Okay.
Like it was so funny he couldn't even stop himself from laughing. So
he can't even try. He just be letting it loose. He just be keeping it real, and that's one thing that everybody is going to always appreciate about Dave. Man, Dave is always going to be Dave, no matter what. Like he's not sugarcoating shit. He's going to be him at all times.
Yes, that's a fact.
Especially while he's smoking his cigarettes.
Yeah. Oh, so you taking just our place this weekend in the car, huh?
Literally.
I told y'all, man, I'm headed to the Titans and Colts game. So
yeah,
I'm here, man. I'm here.
Must be nice,
man. All right. You done, King Gate?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, go ahead, Marcel.
Yeah, on the political side, you know, Joe Biden and Madam Harris won the presidential election. So we're going to see them get sworn in January 20th, 2021. Definitely made history. You know, Miss Harris definitely made some change for women, empowering women, particularly Black women.
Shout out to the K's.
To them.
Yes.
So shout out to the K's. You know, they doing their thing. definitely we just got to think about it, man. We got a lot of people that's mad about Trump not winning, but we really got to consider, like, do we want to continue to be separated as a country, or do we want to come together? I definitely think, Joe and Harris can definitely, we may not agree with all the policy and procedures that they might come with, but right now we need this country to come together so that way we can move forward. So that's my take on it this week.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to be with today's topic. Going to be bringing up Joe Biden a few times.
Uncle Joe.
Yeah, he got his hand in this topic for the week.
For sure.
All right, so let's go ahead and kick off the topic. Systemic racism and mass incarceration. So, Joe definitely has his hand in mass incarceration with things he has been a part of in the past. Yeah, the 3 strikes and all that back in the day, in the late 80s, early 90s, which is still affecting us to this day. So my for me, I think that his first plan of action should be to correct or revise some of the things he has done in the past. And of course, man, we need them student loans, man.
Man, listen.
We need to get them student loans out of here, man, please.
Please. I'm trying to be a millionaire, and Sally Mae will be great.
Yeah, so I ain't gonna lie, that's what I want him to figure out first. Then, I'm trying to get them student loans keep us out of jail because we're trying to pay those, have you doing something illegal. Before I really go into the spiel, our brother Just Al wanted to talk about a few things as well. He wanted to talk about how the American prison system, it's pretty much a setup for you to go back and how America basically punishes you for the rest of your life based off of one mistake or 2 mistakes you made, and how other countries, like the UK, he pointed out the UK a lot, that they actually rehabilitate you. They have teachings and courses you can take. They set you up for when you get out of jail to go get a job, to have an occupation, to have a career. So you do not do the same things to go back to jail. And that's supposed to be the true meaning of jail, is to be rehabilitated, in which I feel like the American prison system, that's not what's happening. As a majority.
Go ahead.
Let me say that as a majority, it is there. Let me say this. It's not their goal for that to happen.
So go ahead.
Because first off, when you have a felony, so many things are taken away from you. Like your right to vote, a lot of jobs, you won't ever get those jobs once you have a felony. And it's like many prisons are private. They really about just getting money. And then you owe. Sometimes you come out of jail and you owe money.
That's a fact. So are we saying that it's the prison system, or is it just the legal system? Because I feel like the prison system actually sets people up to be better because of all the programs that they offer. It's just whenever you get out of prison, that's when you really run into the issues. So I'm not putting it so much on the prisons, because there's people that's getting many degrees while incarcerated. They're getting trades, they're getting all the tools they need in order to be successful whenever they get out. But it's just whenever they get out, they're not getting those opportunities from either corporations or from institutions, or getting the funding they need to start their own. So I'm not putting it so much on the prisons, but yes, it is systematically meant for them to fail, for sure.
Right. Yeah. Well, and the justice system is a whole nother monster that's set up for us to fail as well. They hmm, what was I watching the other day? On Netflix, I was watching the trial of the Chicago Seven. I think me and my wife started watching that, and boy, it's so evident that judge is like, nah. First off, he was against the black man who was the leader of the Black Panther South. So like he was doing everything he can against him, and the rest of them just like, nah, we definitely basically everything that was done in their benefit, he's shutting it down. Like I only got to as far as when they see where jurors like are on their side, they named them, and then like the next scene, the judge called him into the to his office like, hey, the same two jurors that they named was on their side. It was like, well, their families were sent death threatening notes from the Black Panther Party, threatening them, so they can't be jurors for this case anymore because they can't be because now they feared, their life is feared and all that.
So
Whatever.
it's a biased decision on their
Yeah.
part. Okay.
So yeah, I definitely agree on that stuff. But yeah. And yeah, definitely 13th Amendment. The 13th was a great documentary on Netflix. Yeah, that's yeah, everybody needs to watch that if you haven't.
I don't agree with that. The prison system gives us opportunity to be successful out in the, once we are releasing that. Society is what are the ones that's going to give us a second chance or not. The whole entire system is just baloney. Like the prison system is not meant for us to succeed at all. The system is all the way back to when we're juveniles that we are not successful at all. They're measuring based on how many black men are in elementary. They build the systems based on how many black men are born in the country. We are the target because of where we live, where our neighborhoods are located. Just like Greg said, the 13th Amendment, and based on how the judicial system have their measurements. So it says like if you have an ounce of weed, this is how many years you go to jail. So pretty much you have so many people. You have states now that are legalized with weed, but you still have guys in jail for 15, 20 years for having a pound of weed or having a certain amount of marijuana uses. We have to, when we look at the system has to be better. And when we talk about rehab, we have to come. We need to think about rehab programs before they go to prison, not while they're in prison. Because when you go to prison, you're learning more bad habits than you did before you even went in. So when we say to Jeremy when he stated that, oh, we have the opportunity in jail, I just don't agree with that. I think the system is just set up from beginning all the way to the end.
So, and I mean, I completely agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, do you feel that it's the lack of resources in prison, or is it the people that choose not to pursue those resources? Because clearly we see people that go to prison that come out with felonies and start multi-million-dollar businesses. So it's not that it's not there, and it's not that it's just for certain prisons. So I can't put it all on.
But that's a small percentage. I mean, that's percentage is very slim to none to say that many people that got out of prison are millionaires. You're not even talking about 1% of the people that get out of prison that are millionaires. We only have 1% of people that's millionaires in the country outside of prison already. So that's not even factual evidence that people that get out of prison are millionaires. A lot of people that are getting out of prison, which is proven, struggle. They barely can get a regular job like you and I. They have to work at maybe even McDonald's does background checks now. So where are people going to work once they're released? Yeah, they get the credentials. Yeah, they might get a credential, but most prison yards don't even focus on giving them a trade once they're released. A lot of them are working in prisons to help the people that own the prisons get more rich, or help with like oil refineries, or help build like other things when they're paying off tuition or reimbursements back to the people they might have harmed, or society that they owe, even with the court systems they owe. So we have to look at the bigger scheme of things, especially when it comes to Black and brown people in these prison systems.
Yeah. The prison system, first off, I do agree that we need more resources in our neighborhoods to prevent us from even doing the illegal acts to that gets us to prison. So you got to start at the very root of the source, which is the resources in our neighborhoods and the opportunities we have. So, but the prison system, like I said, it's about money in my eyes. So I have a couple family members that went in. Some have came out and started businesses and got trades, things like that, which is good. So you're your own boss, which you most of them you have to do that anyway, because a lot of jobs you're not gonna be able to get depending on what kind of history you have, depending on what you went to jail for. So,
and one of the things that, you know, somebody commented on our Instagram page, New Millennial Culture page, and asked, like, we're talking about it, but what are we doing to make a difference? And I just wanted to respond from that question. One of the things that a lot of us do, and I think more should do, is you have a lot of community advocates that try to make a difference in the community to prevent from people going into the system. But I think one of the issues that we are having is that we don't have enough people to work at that macro level to change policy and procedure. And I think that's where a lot of the issues lie. We still have a lot of baby boomers that are still look at our judicial system, look at our judges, look at our lawyers who are predominantly still white. Look at how many people are still in position from the 1980s, the 1990s, 1970s that haven't left position and still are lawmakers. We don't have enough people that's involved to help change that policy. And just to answer that guy's questions, you know, now I am involved in a lot of community aspect, but I am trying to work my way to a higher position to help with the change in policy or be that voice to help change. But until we can actually have people to push for the change, the system will still remain the same.
I agree with that. Piggybacking off of that, of course, this may be, I guess you could say, kind of an inside out perspective, but the three of us are part of a Black Greek letter organization. And I know over the last few years, since we've all been, you know, even before we graduated, we've all been seeing a lot more in the Black Greek letter organizations doing more for that, whether it's encouraging the votes or whether it's being more active in the communities, mentoring some of these kids, getting back into the community and giving back. And I do think that, granted, it may be more of a political stunt, but even just having Miss Harris in the White House is huge on the same bounds of seeing what Black Greek letter organizations can do for the Black community and what they potentially could do going forward. So to also piggyback off what Marcel is saying, I feel that us as members of New Phi Psi Fraternity Incorporated, as well as all Black Greek letter organizations, are definitely picking up the slack when it comes to advocating for the Black community and giving back to the community, and not just focused on the collegiate atmosphere.
Right. Yeah, like both of y'all just said, there's a lot of people out there that are actually doing the work. But we all need to hop on board. Get on board with the people that are well versed in these areas, have a lot of knowledge, are actually already doing the work. So, you know, wherever you at, if you want to make a change, man, it's out there. The opportunity is here, especially now. It's a lot more opportunity going on now than it was before.
For sure.
Let's see what we got. They give juveniles a slap on the wrist. Yeah, that happens. Because if you don't punish the juveniles, then when they become an adult, they might do the same thing. When you're 16, you might only get 2 months. When you do it at 18, that might be 20 years.
Let's see.
I don't think like punishing juveniles by keeping them in prison or throwing them in jail is a punishment or teaching them anything. I think when we have juveniles that commit crimes, and I'm not talking about murder, I'm talking about like petty crimes.
Yeah,
Because when you commit murder, you know that that it is what it is. But when you commit these petty crimes or drug or substance, we need to have a better program that helps them advance in more career aspect or more focus on what that's let them see more guidance on what they can really do with their lives. I think just throwing a juvenile in jail and then releasing them and then they repeat. We need to have more advocates, maybe more social workers, maybe more case managers, maybe more programs that say, okay, yeah, you made this petty crime, but let's look at a program that might assist you. Just like here in Nashville, they have a program called 413 Strong. So you have youth that, troubled youth or anybody that might need some guidance. They go into a program, they can live there, and they help you with savings accounts. They help you with, they help you get a trade. And then when you're released, even before you graduate high school, or when you do graduate high school, you have an opportunity to have a career or change. Even for a facility like Woodland Hills that's in Duluth, Minnesota, the facility that I was in, they taught us a lot of things that gives you a skill or something that would carry with you for the rest of your life. Not every juvenile is going to take on what is learned, but if you could change 1 or 2 lives, that can pass on to the next person. So they got a hold of me. So now I'm able to change the next person, and then the next person can change somebody else. You could have a chain effect. I think we need more programs within cities that can really hold on to these youth before they just get stuck into the system.
So I wholeheartedly agree with that, but at the same time, there's part of me that wants to put more responsibility on the community. And the only reason I say this is because, I mean, I'm sure we've all seen those situations where there are some individuals who do have the opportunity to deal with those resources, whether it be something like that, whether it be how, what Job Corps used to be, or any of those situations, and they don't do anything with it because it's coming from someone they can't relate to. Versus if you're, even like I say, even if it's people from Black Greek letter organizations or anyone that's in college or someone that's made it out, even if it's people in the community that are doing something, whether it be your barber or whether it be a business owner, whether it be, I mean, even if it's the dope boys that are just trying to put you on a better path than what they're on, I feel like it's up to the community to instill that into them first, because they're not going to listen to people they can't relate to. So you can give them all the opportunities. You can put them in all the schools. You can put them in all the faces that look like theirs. But if they don't understand where you came from, they're not listening to you. All they see is a suit and a tie, or they see where you are. They don't see where you came from. But if it's the same people that are where they came from, giving them the game, I feel that's more receptive. That's a little bit more digestible. So I'm not taking away from the programs, but I feel like it's more responsibility on that village to raise these children. And then whenever they get to those programs, they understand how to take advantage of it.
You're on mute, Marcel.
Yeah, no, I'm on mute. I was in the car. I'm in the car talking to somebody.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say something. Yeah, man. No, I wasn't saying like all cases are the same for juveniles. Yeah, like the more extreme murder and all that. Yeah, you need to sit down. You know what I'm saying? You need to sit down for a while, think about what you did. But
you have a lot of juveniles that's left behind, especially in the foster care system. They have a high rate of crime rates because of the lack of resources. And I mean, let me take that back. Foster care, ward states, they have the resources, but the advocacy as far as like teaching them, that's where we lack in. And if you don't know no better, then you're not gonna do better. So
exactly.
So that's another piece of the system, the criminal, system and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we kind of mentioned it before. The non-violent crimes. I think he said, "I wish I was in." Should we invite Slump on here?
I mean, I told him to speak his mind. If you want to bring him on, we can. But even if it's just in the comments, if he has something to say, I want to hear it.
So, oh yeah, I forgot. His job is yeah. I'm. Hold on, Stump. I'm gonna get you in a second. But I'm about to email you, Stump. But the whole thing about we were talking about. I brought up the 3 strikes rule and the crime bill and all that. That hurt our community pretty bad.
For sure.
Like it hurt it real bad. In which to the fact that like people got 3 strikes off of, like I said, petty crimes or drug charges, which I don't think you should serve life over a drug charge.
I don't, but I feel like, and this is something I meant to say earlier. I'm glad you brought that back up. Part of me wants to call bullshit on that too, only because there, in my personal opinion, I feel like there are more cases where the drugs is just the door to all the other shit that y'all got caught for, whether it's for having illegal weapons, whether it's for having this, whether it's for having that. Like, it's a lot of other shit that goes into it. It's just you got caught for drugs. So, granted, I do understand that, yes, some of these people just had drug charges and they got the bad end of the stick with a bad judge who doesn't like your blackness. And that's very well a thing. But I feel like the majority have way more that's on that receipt than it's just drugs stamped 20 years. Like, you've had priors, you've done B&Es, you've got assault charges, there's a bunch more things. You shouldn't have these things. You've got weapons, you've got, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like there's more to that story, but everyone wants to just, put in headlights, oh, it's a drug charge just to make it a controversial story, when really and truly that's more black and white because of what else is on their rap sheet.
Yeah, now if you got guns, drugs, B&Es on your, yeah, like it's bad.
And let's be honest, I mean, 90% of these people, they're not just selling drugs. Like, when you're in the streets, you're in the streets. You can't just pick and choose, like, hey, I'm just selling drugs, bro. Like,
right.
You feel me? So it's more to that. Oh, Stump Diddy, my guy.
Yeah, let me hold on.
What up?
Get you right. But what's your yeah, we're just gonna leave you a Stump Diddy since you're a guest.
Let him in.
Right.
Go ahead, Stump. You listening?
Yeah, I know. Go ahead and talk about. I know you deal with troubled youth every day.
Hold on, real fast. Yes. So I mean, our kids is struggling, man. It's like the households that they are in, it's dysfunctional. I mean, there's no guidance. There's no, you know what I'm saying. It's single parent households. It's crazy, and the streets is pretty much raising our youth. Um, I mean, it's so much, man, and it's very disturbing. Um, but what was the subject that y'all was touching base on exactly when y'all was speaking on what y'all speaking
on? We just been going back and forth with basically the prison system, the programs, juveniles, how they're being treated, with the prison system and the programs for them. Like I said, I know you work with the youth. So I think the youth, there's so many things that needs to be done. Like first and foremost, like I was saying, the non-violent crimes, I think the charges for those, the years that they're getting should definitely be reduced. But like I said, if you got guns, drugs, B&Es, you might have the kingpin on you, kingpin charge on you. That's a little different.
Got that
That's a
James
whole
St. Patrick.
Yeah, that's a whole nother ball game. When you got the kingpin, the queen pin on you, yeah, that's a whole nother ball game. Because that means you're more than likely you not in just that city. You don't have business in just the city you in.
Exactly.
You crossing state lines for the most
Right.
part. Yeah. So now that's a whole nother monster that I ain't gonna put them in with the other non-violent crimes. That's a whole different ball game. But
I got a question, and I'm gonna direct this at Stump, only because we kind of already gave it. Stump, what is your opinion on what we as Black people or you as an individual feel that can be done to help rectify the situation from your perspective?
I mean, to be honest, bro, it's hard to say because as us being Black men, this country is not meant for us to succeed at all. No matter how much we speak on the issues and the concerns and the matters, it's like it's almost in a sense I don't want to say like it doesn't matter, but it's like it doesn't matter because it just keep on happening. No matter what we try to do, it's a way that they gonna try to tear it down, or it's not gonna make it but so far. So it's almost like sometimes I feel like it's like beating a dead horse, man. It's like we can go back and we can march, we can talk about all the issues it is, but it's like at the end of the day, it's the same result.
you got to act on it. Yeah, we need change.
And
So,
don't get me wrong, bro. Like, and this is what I was talking to some of my homies about. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Every time something happened, you know what I'm saying, they will say, well, you know, Dr. King wouldn't have approved there. Dr. King wouldn't have said this and said that. But the thing is, we keep going back off of what Dr. King and what, you know what I'm saying, Malcolm X was doing back in the day. That's not getting us nowhere today. There's no one to actually speak up and do, you know what I'm saying, like that. All that stuff that they was preaching about, like I respect it and everything, but it's all outdated. It's not what's going on now.
Yeah. And that's one thing. We don't have like one specific leader or leaders in the movements, which is a good and a bad thing. Because when you have specific leaders and like people you can point out, when you start making real change, that's when the powers that be gonna come after you and shut that organization down, shut them leaders down.
well, yes, but no. And I mean, I completely agree with that. But at the same time, starting back to what Stump said, every time the Black community has organized, we've made change. Now, whether we've lacked consistency to continue that change, that is on us. But every time we've united as a people, we have made change. Hence where we are today. Granted, this is not the optimal situation, but we've come a long way from what we once were.
Yeah.
To what Hurt was saying, we do have voices. Some are louder than others. Some of those have been taken from us. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. But at the same time, you have Black brothers like Killer Mike who are playing huge parts in the Black community, but it's just not going viral on the internet. Everyone doesn't want to hear a Black man talking about what's right. Exactly. They want to see the next dance on TikTok, or they want to look at this. And that's just, that's just the world we live in. But I wouldn't say we don't have voices. I feel like those voices don't have the backing from the community that they need to really reach the people that need to hear it. In my opinion.
And that's also a tactic by the media too.
For sure.
They, that's not what sells, and that's not what they want. But yeah, we do lack in consistency, because once we get a certain amount of change, we get comfortable again. We go back to our regular lives, and then some people go right back to how it was before.
Exactly.
So yeah, we got to keep pushing, man. We gotta keep pushing. Keep our foot on the pedal. Make sure we holding everybody accountable. Especially when they say, "Oh, we're gonna change this, we're gonna do that." man, until they change it, man, we shouldn't be supporting them or doing anything with that organization or company or whatever. Because that's what's going on, especially, it's holiday season. So some of these big organizations haven't changed anything, but we're gonna go Black Friday shopping. We're gonna go Christmas shopping with them. And they ain't changed nothing. But it's holiday season. Everybody like, well, we're supposed to be happy during this time. Yeah, we're supposed to be happy, but we still got a job to do right now.
And you know what? I'm gonna say one more thing, just piggybacking off of that. I feel like there is a two-way street that is empty in both lanes in the Black community, and that's the Black business owner and the Black customer. I feel like as a community, Black business owners need to hold, some of them, not all. Let me clarify that. Need to raise the standard on their product and their service, because I feel like that is what's going to retain your Black customer. And I feel like if we can retain the Black customer to the Black business owner, that's where we start to rebuild things like the Black Wall Street. I feel like it's a two-way street, and ultimately everything I've been saying today is always the community. It's always the community. Every time there's a Black business that's doing something, it gets love, it gets support. But it's when people get a bad taste in their mouth that they go back to the Targets, they go back to the Walmarts, they go back to all those places because they don't want to deal with the bad customer service. So they figure they might as well get it from a reputable source than to spend more money in a Black business that they're going to get a subpar product. So I feel it's a two-way street, but I definitely feel like that could be a big change, because if we can build up the Black economy, that's going to change the world. Because when you take away the Black dollar, all these big corporations fail. Every designer will start to fail. Shoe brands will start to fail. Food companies will start to fail. Once you put that money back in the Black community, you make a big difference. So I feel like us as Black consumers and Black entrepreneurs need to elevate the level in which we hold our companies in order to bring that dollar back to the Black community to make a change.
Yeah. That's definitely gonna be a topic for a whole episode, because we can go in deep with that. But I just want to say a few things before we move on here. Speaking of Killer Mike, his show, he definitely mentioned the lifespan of a dollar. In the Asian community, it was 28 days. In the Jewish community, it was 19 days. In the Black community, it's 6 hours. Like, that is horrible, man. As soon as we get it, we go spend it with somebody else.
Yep.
And this is just me. I think one of the reasons why Dr. King was also assassinated was during his later years. I don't know if people really followed him and everything. He started talking about economics and the Black dollar and how our money runs the country. Like, once he started talking about that, he stopped getting all the publicity and all that he used to have. But yeah, man, that's definitely key.
For sure.
Yeah, that's definitely key for us.
I said, nah, I don't think I want to wear her shirt down here. Y'all didn't want.
But okay, right. I'm like, what? He must be at work. So yeah, man. That could be a whole episode, man. Just on the Black dollar and how we have to step our game up, because once we get that one bad experience, it kills it for the whole Black business community.
Exactly. And I know tons of Black owners that are doing great things. And as we get into more of that, I've got a whole bunch of people to bring to the table. But I feel like that's definitely a huge key to making things better.
Yeah. Once we start doing that, that's when we gotta have guests.
I got a list.
Yeah, we all do. Because, man, it's so many ways to make money and to keep it in the community.
Especially now.
But
exactly.
But you know why it's hard, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I'm not speaking like for you or, you know what I'm saying, for none of y'all. It's like black people, we had this mentality that we have to have one up on each other. That's the reason why you got a lot of people killing each other and doing a lot of different things, because everybody will always want to get one up on somebody. And I understand, like, if you look at the history, you will understand the reason why. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, and that's going to spending that dollar. You know what I'm saying? I gotta spend it right now because I, you know what I'm saying, I don't know how long I'm gonna have it, or you know what I'm saying. So I mean, like you said, that's a whole nother episode that we can go across. But just do understand that us as black people, we have this. I have to get one up on the next black person, and like I said, it's because of history.
And you know what's funny? I'm so happy you said that. I'm not going to go really deep in this. I promise I'm going to take like a minute and a half, maybe two. I feel like that statement alone needs to be the biggest fuel for black business, but it does not need to be how you deal with your relationships in black business. Because you can't tell me there's not a reason that Walmart and Sam's Club, owned by the same people, are next door to each other, or why you always see all car dealerships next door to each other. Everyone is in competition. That's what makes business strong. Black people need to understand that having a competitor pushes both of you to elevate your game, and everyone wins, because Hanes is not the only company selling underwear, but every underwear company is making money. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's more to that needs to be taken as a positive versus a negative, and that's where I'm going to leave it. But I'm glad you did say that.
Yeah, man, that's and this all leads back to opportunity and entrepreneurship in our community.
For sure.
Which will keep us out of the legal system and prison system. But all of this stems back to slavery are some of our issues. And it's just been generation. It's hereditary, it's been taught to us. It's second nature to us now. To some extent.
True.
Yeah, so we definitely got to break that, man. Let me see. But there are states that are making some changes. I know in New Jersey they made a lot of changes. A lot of lawmakers passed some bills. They got rid of the mandatory minimum sentences and things like that. Like I said, COVID has definitely changed some things.
For sure. And it's not done. A lot more is going to change.
Yeah. So, well, first off, COVID, I mean, they were going to have to make changes in the prison system because of COVID, regardless of if we had this racial uprising or not.
Exactly.
Because it's too many people in one location. And that's just a health risk out of this world. So they was like, I'm not going to keep somebody that was only supposed to be in here for a year off of for a petty crime. But yeah, I feel you on that, King 8. But yeah, man. So thank you, Stump Diddy, for joining us. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, we're gonna end it here because it's gonna we can go real deep into that.
For sure. I got one last thing to say.
Oh, go ahead, brother.
I want to say Happy Founders Day to all the Sigma Gamma Rose. I love y'all. I just
man,
make sure that y'all, you know what I'm saying, this is y'all's day. Happy Founders Day to y'all.
Sure is. Man, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. That didn't even cross my mind to say it in the show. Good looking, brother.
Of course.
Yeah, man. We support, even though we're not D9, we support all of D9 and all the independent orgs as well. We show love, man. There's no hate this way.
Facts.
Not at all.
All right. So yeah, we definitely gonna bring you back on, Stump. We know you definitely got some good words. But thank y'all, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. You're gonna see our outro video is nice. You know what I'm saying? Kind of similar to the intro, but y'all see the difference. But yeah, man. Next week we'll be back with another one.
See y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you to all our listeners. Make sure you check out our social media platforms and our website. Follow, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with us. Please send us questions or topics that you would like to hear discussed. We'll see you next week. Peace.